Welcome to Oregon's West Linn Wilsonville School District, where if you have autism, severe dyslexia, or ADHD, you're simply part of the crowd.
So what do you think that's going to lead to?
General education classrooms here are open for business for every child, including kids with disabilities like 9-year-old Nate Paskins.
Big Bird says to say bow wow.
Nate has Down syndrome, autism, and he's nonverbal.
What percentage of your kids in this entire district are integrated every day?
100%.
100%.
Yes.
Compare that to Sam Clayton in the Federal Way School District, who spends 100% of his day in a segregated classroom. Even at lunch, he's separated from the kids who don't have disabilities. None of those students even know his name.
It's just shoving them aside. It's like they don't exist. Like I said before, like they take up real estate in the schools.
3 decades worth of science show kids with disabilities do better when they spend time with typical learners, and general ed kids see benefits too. Knowing that, Sam's parents say they've pushed for more inclusion for their son, who's an avid swimmer, reader, and drummer. But the answer at the middle school? Not for your child.
We've met roadblock after roadblock from the administration. They just don't seem to be interested, and it's horrifying.
Sam's got company in the state of Washington. Our investigation found only 54% of our kids with disabilities spend a majority of their day in general ed. And for students with intellectual disabilities like Down syndrome and autism, that number's down to 5%. Only 2 states in the country, Nevada and Illinois, have a worse integration number than that.
What would you like to say to the people making those decisions?
Well, read. Read the science, read the things that work. Look at good examples of other districts and what they're doing, because there are other districts that are doing better.
Turn the page, Nate.
And that brings us back to Oregon, where Nate Paskin has spent all of his 3rd grade year alongside his peers. He has a full-time aide who helps him navigate the day. Here's the result. For the first time ever, Nate's following directions. He's formed bonds with people outside of his family, and at the age of 9, got his first ever invitation for a play date. Even though Nate can't speak, those kids are clearly communicating.
Hey friends, so I wanted to share something with you. It's so beautiful.
Nate's mom, Danielle, took to Facebook Live 2 months ago, overwhelmed that a school gave her child the chance to belong.
This teacher, she's so amazing. So all of you teachers out there, thank you for what you do.
That day, Danielle found this book in Nate's backpack. 30 pages of hand-drawn pictures and notes to her son from each classmate. Images of Nate playing with, not apart, from the crowd.
I think it's such a beautiful example of compassion and understanding and true inclusion and love.
West Linn Wilsonville began working toward total inclusion 6 years ago, and the numbers show it's working. As students with disabilities such as Down syndrome, depression, and autism spent more time in regular classrooms, more of them were earning diplomas. In the last 4 years, the graduation rate of students with disabilities went up from 71 to 79%, a far cry from Washington's rate of 58%. In the same time period, graduation rates improved for the entire student body from 88 to 93%.
Do you think, because of your experience, that this could happen most anywhere?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Dr. Jennifer Spencer-Imes led the integration charge at West Linn Wilsonville. During our interview, I told her about Washington's inclusion rates for students like Sam Clayton in Federal Way, kids with intellectual disabilities. Watch her reaction hearing the number.
It's 5%. What's your reaction to that?
I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth there. There's a lot of opportunity for growth.
Now turn the page, Nate.
Because of Nate's high needs, his parents used to be against inclusion. His mom talked about that on Facebook too.
I really truly was against inclusion. I really felt like, well, it's great. If it's great for your child, awesome. But it's not great for mine, so don't push it on me.
Can't see fans' needs.
All that changed this year when they saw Nate's progress and that 30-page book.
And I will treasure this forever because it just is. All I want for him is for him to have people around him that care about him and want to embrace him, and it's so beautiful.
So how did they do it there? It all started in 2012 with a Post-it note. The administrator you saw there in the story, she wrote on a Post-it note, 100% inclusion. And that was her goal. And so the entire district worked on it, and they chipped away over the years. They said they did things like move resources around. They gave extra training to teachers, so all the expertise wasn't just huddled up in one room. They did find some extra money, but she really said the key wasn't money. It was really a mindset. And after visiting that school district, I believe it. You know, you just put your mind to something and you figure out how it can be done.
Right. I guess my first instinct was, well, this district must be much smaller, or it must have a bigger budget than, say, Federal Way.
Yeah, like, is this a private school?
Right.
No, it's a public school. They have 16 schools, 10,000 kids. So, of course, it's not anything like Seattle Public Schools, but I think it's really an example that should be inspirational, because I think we could all agree that we need to do better here in Washington State.
Showing everyone that you care and that everyone should be included.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Susanna, thank you.